Hey there. Sorry I didn't go live today. I was playing laser tag all day. I literally got home from laser tag and immediately started recording this video because Donald Trump, well, the jobs numbers came out. The job numbers come out the first of the month, always telling us how many new jobs were made, how many jobs were lost. And the job numbers, they're not looking too good, okay? The jobs report for July was pretty horrendous. And a big part of this is because of Trump's terrible tariff policy. A big part of this is because of Trump's big, ugly bill. Everything Trump has done has caused uncertainty, right? Unpredictability. And that is the one thing that kind of keeps people employed. It's the one thing that keeps the stock market moving, is when people can predict what's going to happen next. But Trump, as we all know, is an agent of chaos. There's no telling what he's going to do next. So after the jobs report came out bad, Trump decided to just fire the woman responsible for doing the jobs report, which is genuinely a incredibly dangerous step even further into this fascist hellhole that we now live in. Because that is a war on facts. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, we already live in the era of the death of truth, but the jobs report is not put together by some woman. The jobs report is an amalgamation of data. And she is just the one responsible for handing you the report. And if we are going to just fire anybody and everybody who tells us things that we don't want to hear, then this country is going to go to hell in a handbasket. You know, I mean, it's like, I expect next month's jobs report to say some bullshit like 1 billion new jobs have been added throughout the United States. Because if you're going to fire everybody who tells you bad news, then people are going to be afraid to tell you bad news. So they're not going to. They're just going to sugarcoat everything. They're going to make everything seem better than it is. And this is exactly how the Germans, in World War I started to, this is what happened to the Germans during World War I, when they all thought they were winning the war. They were spoon-fed propaganda the entire time. Glorious victory, we're winning every battle. And then suddenly when the Germans surrendered, they were like, what the fuck's going on? That's unironically what he's going to do. But regardless, let's dive right into this story. Don't forget, I'm Chris Valenti. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. If you do like this channel and you want to support me financially, there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could become a patron on Patreon. A huge shout out to all of the patrons who are paying $1, $5, $8 a month. It goes a long way, and it helps fund this channel. A big shout out to the members on YouTube. You could become a member for $5. Same thing. Thank you very much. You could also donate by hitting the thanks button down below. You can buy merch down below. There's a new merch drop coming in soon, so make sure you get that stuff before the new merch drop comes. And you could use the 40% off discount for the Vantage subscription on Ground News, located in the description below. But other than that, why don't we just dive right into Trump being questioned about his decision to fire the official overseer for the jobs data. Mr. President, why did you fire the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics?
I think her numbers were wrong, just like I thought her numbers were wrong before the election. Days before the election, she came out with these beautiful numbers for Kamala, I guess Biden/Kamala, and she came out with these beautiful numbers trying to get somebody else elected. Then right after the election, I think on the 15th, November 15th, she had an $800,000 or $900,000 massive reduction. Said she made a mistake. No, that woman's numbers are. Now that you've with the numbers for a long time, but we're doing so well. I believe the numbers were phony, just like they were before the election, and there were other times. So you know what I did? I fired her, and you know what? I did the right thing.
If any government official going forward is presenting data or information you don't like, should they fear for their job?
I've always had a problem with these numbers. I was thinking about it this morning. Before the numbers that came out, I said, who is the person that does these numbers? And then they gave me stats about before the election.
You, bro. You are the person who does these numbers. You're the President of the United States. This is a report of amalgamation of data covering all of the new jobs and all of the jobs that have been lost. This is your fault, first of all. But second of all, I love how he's willingly and blatantly saying, like, yeah, I didn't like her numbers. The numbers said I was doing bad, so I fired her. I'm only capable of doing good. Don't you know this? That is the fucking... This is like a baby's temper tantrum. You know what I'm talking about?
I had a similar problem. I mean, she gave out numbers that were so good for the Democrats. It was like unbelievable. And then right after the election, she corrected those numbers with, I think, almost 900,000 corrections. I think nobody had ever seen anything like it. Well, today she did the same thing with the 253,000, whatever the number was. No, we need people that we can trust. I mean, your question is a very good one. We need people we can trust.
Yeah, so listen, we're at the point now where Donald Trump is going to remove anybody and everybody in our government who tells him things that he does not like. Okay? I've said it a million times. Donald Trump likes to surround himself with yes men and sycophants, and that's what he's fucking doing right now in front of your own eyes. Associated Press. President Donald Trump on Friday removed the head of the agency that produces the monthly jobs figures after a report showed hiring slowed in July and was much weaker in May and June than previously reported. Oh, yeah, I did bring up Trump's Truth Social post. So he made 2 posts. Let's read this one. I was just informed that our country's jobs numbers are being produced by a Biden appointee, Dr. Erica McIntyre, the Commissioner of Labor Statistics, who faked the jobs numbers before the election to try and boost Kamala's chances of victory. This is the same Bureau of Labor Statistics that overstated the jobs growth in March 2024 by approximately 818,000, and then again right before the 2024 presidential election in August and September by 112,000. These were records. No one can be that wrong. We need accurate job numbers. I have directed my team to fire this Biden appointee immediately. She will be replaced with someone much more competent and qualified. Important numbers like this must be fair and accurate. They can't be manipulated for political purposes. McIntyre said there were only 73,000 jobs added, a shock. But more importantly, that a major mistake was made by them, 258,000 jobs downward in the prior 2 months. Similar things happened in the first part of the year, always to the negative. The economy is booming under Trump, despite a Fed that also plays games, this time with interest rates, where they lowered them twice and substantially just before the presidential election, I assume in the hopes of getting Kamala elected. How did that work out? Jerome Too Late Powell shall also be put out to pasture. Thank you for your attention to this matter. All right, a couple of things. Let's cover this. I know that was intense. Take a breath. Let it out. He's just an old man. So, first of all, let's go through this part here. I would like to see some evidence that she faked the jobs numbers. I would like to see some evidence about this 818,000. I would like to see some evidence about the 112,000. Donald Trump, you can't just fucking claim this shit. I understand you have a whole bunch of loyalists who will never question fucking anything you say. You could say the sky is red and the water is green, and they will say, yes, sir. But I'm not one of those motherfucking people, and neither are the people watching this video, fuckface. All right, what else do we got here? There's another part here that I want to talk about. First of all, this part, the economy is booming under Trump. So no matter what, the economy is booming under Trump because Trump's reality is all that matters. That's why we're on Trump's truth, because truth doesn't exist anymore. Only Trump's truth exists anymore. And also, I'd like to say one part here. Powell should be put out to pasture. Very well could be misconstrued as some beans. Very well could be misconstrued as some threat. You know what I'm saying? That could be misconstrued as a threat. Now, this isn't the only post he made. He made another one here. Let's go back. No, not that one. The one right before it. Here it is. In my opinion, today's job numbers were rigged in order to make the Republicans and me look bad. Just like when they had 3 great days around the 2024 presidential election, and then those numbers were taken away on November 15th, 2024, right after the election, when the jobs numbers were massively revised downward, making a correction of over 818,000 jobs. A total scam. Jerome Too Late Powell is no better. But the good news is, our country's doing great. I'm doing Rob Finnerty tonight on Newsmax. He's been so terrific. I thought it'd be appropriate to do his show. Enjoy. Dude, he's such a fucking freak. He's such a fucking freak. So, yeah, listen, what is he on? He's on Rob Finnerty Newsmax. Hold on. Trump, Rob Finnerty Newsmax interview. Is that available to the public? Where is it? Right here? Facebook? Oh, no! Can I watch it without that? No, you've got to, like, low-key, you've got to find this shit yourself. Bro, do you want me on Newsmax? Because I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Is this it? Don't tell me I got to pay for this shit. Do I got to pay for this shit? See, this is why I wish I was live, because when I'm live, you guys figure this stuff out for me. When to watch? Find it here. How about that? Don't got Newsmax? Yeah, see, I knew they'd make me fucking pay for it. You fuck off. I ain't paying for your fucking right-wing, Christian, theocratic, fascist fucking propaganda. Fuck you. Blow me. Anyway, what do you want me to tell you? I mean, how much more fascist shit does Donald Trump have to do for you to admit that the guy's a fascist? He's now firing people who tell him, hey, sir, here's a report you asked for. It's not looking too good. You're fired. What? Huh? This is like if you hired somebody to, like, check the stability of your house, and he goes around tapping his thing, and comes back and goes, all right, good news and bad news. So, good news is the house is stable. Bad news is it could use some work. And you go, get the fuck out. Fuck you. You're insulting my house. You're fired. Bro, you hired me to tell you. This woman was hired to tell you. And if there's a problem, the problem needs fixing. You don't just pretend the problem isn't fucking there. Fucking idiot. Anyway, hi, I'm Chris Valenti. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Do everything you got to do. Do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger. And I know bangers.